Evening and welcome to Mastermind, the quiz show of choice for nerds. 4 contenders are with us tonight, so let's meet them. First up is Victorian e-learning architect Campbell Craig, who'll be questioned on the puppeting works of filmmaker Jim Henson. Next, New South Wales librarian Christy Newton's specialist subject is the novel The Bone People. Our third contender is quality assurance analyst Colin Liu, who's an expert on the cricketer Mike Hussey. And finally, business development executive Jessie Rye loves the TV show Doctor Who. Tonight, each contender faces 2 minutes on their specialist subject, followed by 90 seconds of general knowledge questions. Our top scorer will move to our Friday weekly final, where they will vie for a chance to continue their mastermind journey to glory. Let's get cracking. I can't wait for this. Will our first contender join me, please? Your name?
Campbell Craig.
Occupation?
E-learning architect.
And your specialist subject?
The works of Jim Henson.
So tell me about, I'm going to call him Mini-Me over
Mini-Me,
there.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so Mini-Me is what we're going with?
Yeah.
Did you make Mini-Me?
Correct.
How long did that take you?
650 hours.
That is quite incredible. So how long have you been interested in, well, puppetry in general, let's go with?
Everyone gets exposed to Sesame Street in some way or other. Then that led to, obviously, the likes of Labyrinth and other Jim Henson films, and went, yeah, this is what I want to do. Plus his philosophy. His philosophy is everyone's unique and different, and it's okay to be unique and different.
That is such a beautiful way of seeing the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Campbell Craig, oh, are you ready?
Yep.
Your time starts now. Best known for his on-screen work with puppets, Jim Henson created which troupe of characters who had their own hit TV show in the late 70s?
The Muppets.
Correct. Inspiring a Netflix prequel series, The Dark Crystal is a sci-fi fantasy film Henson co-directed with which close friend and frequent collaborator?
Frank Oz.
Correct. Founded in 1979, was the puppet studio and visual effects company Jim Henson's what shop?
Creature.
Correct. The opening credits of The Great Muppet Caper feature which percussion-playing Muppet satirising the MGM film's Lion before eating the set?
Animal.
Correct. Some of Henson's early influences were puppeteers Burr Tillstrom, Bill and Cora Baird, and radio ventriloquist Edgar Hu.
Pass.
Henson directed and co-wrote the 1986 cult film Labyrinth, starring rock icon David Bowie as the Goblin King, who has what first name?
Jareth.
Correct. The fantasy sequence accompanying Miss Piggy's modelling debut in The Great Muppet Caper features which instrument being played underwater?
Ooh. Guitar.
Harp. In his Oscar-nominated short film, The Timepiece, Henson plays a man who dresses up as a cowboy and shoots which famous painting by Da Vinci?
I was going to say Mona Lisa.
Correct. After failing to garner interest in the US, The Muppet Show was eventually picked up in the UK by which British producer?
Ooh. Pass.
In the Sesame Street film Follow That Bird, Henson voices Ernie and which other iconic character originally fashioned from a coat and a ping pong ball?
Kermit.
Correct. Later appearing as Ambrosius in the world of Labyrinth, Sarah's pet dog has what name in the real world?
Merlin.
Correct. In The Great Muppet Caper, Gonzo overhears Nicky scheming with Carla, Marla and Darla while under a table completing a photographic essay on what?
No idea. Pass.
One of Henson's most successful projects of the 80s was which 96-episode television show in which he performed as Cantus the Minstrel?
Emmett's Jug Band.
The TV show I needed there was Fraggle Rock. So you had 3 passes. The ventriloquist we needed was Edgar Bergen. The British producer I needed was Lou Grade. And Gonzo was conducting a photographic essay on kneecaps. But you did get 8 points. Mini-Me, what did you think of Campbell's performance?
Awesome.
Head back to your chair for me.
Thank you.
Time for our second contender. Your name?
Christy Newton.
Occupation?
Librarian.
And your specialist subject?
The Bone People by Kerry Hume.
Of all the books you could have picked, why does this one speak to you?
Well, I've read a lot of books in my life.
I would imagine so.
But I've spent a lot of time with this one because I wrote my undergraduate thesis on it. So yeah, it's quite special to me.
Excellent. All right. Well, are you ready?
I am.
Christy, your time starts now. The first New Zealand novel and first debut novel to win the Booker Prize, The Bone People by Kerry Hume, was published in what year?
1984.
Correct. The Bone People was rejected by several major New Zealand publishers before it was finally published by which local female collective?
Spiral Collective.
Correct. Joe took in Simon after the boy survived a storm that caused his boat to become wrecked on which reef just north of the town of Whangaroa?
The Ningaloo Reef.
Emmett's Reef, I need there. One of the three main characters is Kerowyn, a recluse who lives in a tower she helped build and who is struggling in her work in what profession?
An artist.
Correct. In the book's second section, what is the title of the chapter that opens with Kerowyn complaining about introduced pines replacing native kahikatea trees?
The Lightning Struck Tower.
A Place to Sleep by Day. Simon's often violent foster father Joe lost his wife Hannah and 10-month-old son Timote to what disease?
The flu.
Correct. Before setting fire to her tower home, Kerowyn packs 3 books, the concise Oxford Dictionary, her own Book of Godhead, and which other?
The Book of the Soul.
Correct. Kerowyn takes Joe and Simon to fish and recuperate on her estranged family's beach house at which seaside holiday spot?
Morangi.
Correct. Joe reminisces about his fireside chats with Kerowyn, including the time she let which venomous New Zealand spider crawl into her hand?
A Katipo.
Correct. Hume took more than a decade to write The Bone People, which is her only published novel and began as a short story with what title?
Simon Peter's Shell.
Correct. Joe is nursed back to health by Tiaki Mira, a local hermit known as a komatua, which is defined in the book to mean what?
An elder.
Correct. As the 3 protagonists reunite, the book's penultimate line states, "It is dawn, indeed it is dawn, and bright broad daylight, what?"
Breaks.
Braiding our home. Kerowyn meets Simon and teaches the boy how to play chess, but before he returns home, he steals which playing piece?
A pawn.
It's the Queen.
It is.
You picked up 9 points out of that round. Well done. Head back to the chair for me.
Thank you.
Time for our third contender. Your name,
Colin Liu,
occupation,
Quality Assurance Analyst.
and your specialist subject.
Michael Hussey's Test career.
Why did you pick Michael Hussey's Test career?
I thought he was a good cricket player, someone I looked up to when I was growing up. I even tried to imitate him. Luckily, I didn't quit my day job.
All right, Colin, are you ready?
Yes, ready when you are, Mr. Fennell.
Your time starts now. Hussey made his Test debut in 2005 when he replaced the injured Justin Langer for a Test against which team?
West Indies.
Correct. Hussey had scored more than 15,000 first-class runs before he was finally selected for his Test debut at what age?
30.
Correct. At the SCG in January 2008, Hussey was fielding in slips when he took the match-winning catch in a controversial Test against which team?
India.
Correct. A willingness to fill any role as required and his dedication to training earned Hussey what nickname, implying obsession with the sport?
Mr. Cricket.
Correct. At nearly a run a ball, Hussey made what unbeaten score on the final afternoon in Adelaide in 2006 to secure a memorable Ashes win?
61 not out.
Correct. Made in the first Test of the 2011 Ashes series in Brisbane, what was Hussey's highest Test score?
195.
Correct. Hussey's worst Test bowling performance was against India in the second Test at Mohali in 2008, taking no wickets and conceding how many runs?
25.
38. Hussey never scored a Test double century, but he compiled more than 200 runs across both innings in how many matches?
2.
1. Scoring his only Test century against Pakistan, Hussey made 134 not out at the SCG in January of what year?
2010.
Correct. In the same innings in which Hussey scored 182 against Bangladesh, which Australian made a double century?
Jason Gillespie.
Correct. Which Indian bowled Hussey for 140 in 2008 and dismissed him in more Tests than anyone but Morne Morkel and Dale Steyn?
Harbhajan Singh.
Khan. A rare Test wicket for Hussey came when which West Indian hooked a catch to deep backward square leg at the Gabba in 2009?
Chris Gale.
Bravo. In January 2013, Hussey farewelled international cricket with his final Test against which team?
Sri Lanka.
Correct. In the first test against Sri Lanka in Hobart in 2012, Australia declared in their first innings with Hussey, and which teammate not out?
Mitchell Johnson.
Matthew Wade. All right, Colin, you can relax, okay?
Yep.
You got 9 points. Well done. Head back to your chair for me. After the break, Jessie faces questions on Doctor Who. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. This is Mastermind. It is now time for Jessie to meet me in the black chair. Your name,
Jessie Rye,
occupation,
Business Development Executive.
and your specialist subject.
Doctor Who, the first Russell T Davies era.
What makes a good Doctor Who?
I think they have to be unique. I think they have to be engaging. I think you want to follow them. It's someone you want to go on an adventure with.
I love that. Great definition. All right, Jessie, are you ready?
Allons-y.
Your time starts now. Davies said it would be madness to start with a leading man and then change him regarding the new Ninth Doctor not undertaking what process on screen?
Regeneration.
Correct. Who plays Rose Tyler, companion to Eccleston's Doctor for his full tenure and to Tennant's Doctor for his first series?
Billy Piper.
Correct. Donna Noble becomes a regular companion of the Doctor after they meet again, snooping around the office of what fat loss company?
Adipose Industries.
Correct. During Tennant's tenure as Doctor, Davies launched 2 spin-off TV series within a year, Torchwood and the Sarah Jane what?
Adventures.
Correct. The Doctor meets his future companion, Martha Jones, when she is a medical student on rounds at what hospital?
St. John's.
Royal Hope. The Christmas special, Voyage of the Damned, sees pop star Kylie Minogue play a waitress aboard a vessel named for which iconic ship?
The Titanic.
Correct. Named by Davies as his favourite episode to write, Gridlock includes a moment when which character tells the Doctor he is not alone?
The Face of Bo.
Correct. In the episode Doomsday, the last 4 Daleks in existence declare war against 5 million members of what cyborg race?
The Cybermen.
Correct. As the 9th Doctor is about to regenerate into the 10th, he says to Rose, before I go, I just want to tell you what?
You were fantastic.
Correct. To make Eccleston's Doctor appear like a seasoned traveller, Davies scripted the character to wear what battered item of clothing?
A leather jacket.
Correct. According to Davies, Christopher Eccleston expressed his interest in playing Doctor Who by getting a message to him via what method?
Email.
Correct. According to the 9th Doctor, at the beginning of the episode set during the Blitz, what is the universally recognised colour for danger?
Red.
Mauve. As a parting gift to Sarah Jane, the Doctor gives her a rebuilt version of what robot dog?
K9.
Correct. Having first appeared in Doctor Who in the 60s. Who plays Professor Hobbs in the Series 4 episode Midnight?
Bernard Cribbins.
It's David Troughton. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your 11 points. We will see you in the next round.
Amazing.
With this specialist subject round concluded, let's have a look at the scores. Right now, in 4th place on 8 points is Campbell. Tied in 2nd place on 9 points is Christy and Colin. And leading the pack at the moment on 11 points is Jessie. But how will they fare as we enter the general knowledge round? There are 90 seconds on the clock. Will Campbell and Mini-Me join me again in the chair? So, Mini-Me, how good is Campbell when he goes to trivia? Is he all right?
Not bad.
Campbell, you ready?
Yep.
Your time starts now. Known in part for its namesake variety of mustard, Dijon is a city in which European country?
India?
France. While the disease tuberculosis, or TB, can attack any part of the body, which organ of the respiratory system does the bacteria usually affect?
Lungs?
Correct. Founded by Richard Branson, which space tourism company launched its first commercial spaceflight in 2023?
Virgin Atlantic.
Virgin Galactic. After opening in 1988, what unique public transport link serviced Sydney Central until 2013 when it was closed and dismantled?
Opal.
Monorail. Which character in Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice speaks the line, "The quality of mercy is not strained"?
No idea. Pass.
In 2006, who was nominated for a Best Actor Academy Award for playing Johnny Cash in the film Walk the Line?
What was his name? I can picture him. Same guy that did Batman. Can't remember. Pass.
The International Airport of Venice is named in the honour of which explorer whose travels to Asia expanded Western society's knowledge of the wider world?
Galileo?
Marco Polo. Porcupette is the name given to the babies of which large, extremely well-protected rodent?
Porcupine?
Correct. The renowned Australian painter born in Adelaide in 1921, whose work often features isolated individuals in urban settings, is Geoffrey who?
Rush?
Smart. Sugarfoot, hitch and Monterey turn are all terms for moves in what type of dance usually performed to country music?
Nutbush.
Oh, sadly no, it was line dancing or boot scooting. So 2 passes. The Shakespearean character I needed was Portia and the person who played Johnny Cash was Joaquin Phoenix. Mini-me, can you let Campbell know that he picked up 2 points, bringing him up to 10?
Cool.
Head back to your chair for me. Up next in the chair is Christy. So in addition to being a librarian, you're also a bit of a rock star?
Yeah, I play bass in a feminist punk band.
Sick. How long have you been doing that for?
For over 20 years.
Okay, that is, I do believe you are a veteran rock star.
Yes, and I'm also playing in a Dolly Parton cover band at the moment.
Wait, okay, so what is your go-to Dolly Parton song?
Jolene.
I mean, it's a classic, right?
Right.
You can't not. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Your time starts now. The 12 major gods and goddesses in Greek mythology were said to live on which mountain?
Mount Olympus.
Correct. In 2022, which Spanish tennis champion won the French Open men's title for the 14th time, extending his own record?
Andre Agassi.
Nadal. The logo for Australian food and sustainability charity OzHarvest consists of black writing on a background of which primary colour?
Yellow.
Correct. What name does America's ALS Association use for a viral campaign begun in 2014 in which millions of people choose to be doused with cold water?
The Ice Bucket Challenge.
Correct. Historical figures of America's Wild West and the gunfight at the OK Corral, the brothers Morgan, Virgil and Wyatt had what surname?
Earp.
Correct. The fictional global media company Waystar Royco and its billionaire founder, played by Brian Cox, feature in which award-winning TV series?
Succession.
Correct. Giving its name to Tasmania's NBL basketball team, the Jack Jumper is a venomous species of what insect?
Spider.
Ant. Actor Bradley Cooper co-wrote, directed and co-stars opposite Lady Gaga in which Oscar-winning musical drama film remake?
Oh, I know this. Beyonce.
A Star is Born. In the 1970s, the Philadelphia Orchestra recorded Peter and the Wolf, narrated by which singer who had just finished his Heroes album?
Peter Andre.
David Bowie. What confectionery brand has fought legal battles with Nestle for the right to trademark a shade of purple identified as Pantone 2685C?
Cadbury.
Correct. You got 6 points out of that round, bringing you up to 15. Well done. Head back for me.
Thank you.
After the break, more general knowledge with Colin and Jessie joining me in the chair, although not all 3 of us at the same time, because that would be a severe breach of personal space. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back. This is Mastermind, and we are at what I like to call the pointy end of the show. The current overall score to beat is 15, and joining me next in the chair is Colin. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now. Which British singer won the Album of the Year Grammy Award in 2023 for the album Harry's House?
Harry Styles?
Correct. Said by recent climbers to have collapsed, Hillary's Step was a near vertical rocky outcrop just below the summit of which mountain?
Mount Everest?
Correct. Believed to be the first Aboriginal politician to use an Indigenous language in a speech in Australia's Parliament, Aidan Ridgway represented which party?
Liberals?
Democrats. Alison Langdon became the regular host of which Australian primetime TV journalism program in 2023?
60 Minutes?
A current affair. The synthetic element nihonium derives its name from Nihon, a name for what Asian country in its own language?
Nepal?
Japan. The global satellite-based navigation system, originally called Navstar, now commonly used in cars, is best known by what three-letter abbreviation?
CAR?
GPS. Officially recognised by the UN, International Women's Day is observed annually on the 8th of which month?
July?
March. The Hajj is a sacred pilgrimage involving travel to Mecca for followers of which major world religion?
Islam?
Correct. What multi-series mystery pack toy dolls that change features in water were originally branded as Lil Outrageous Littles when launched in 2016?
Brats?
LOL dolls. What does the E stand for in the acronym HEX, referring to a system for students to defer university fees?
Education?
Correct. Played by actor Jason Momoa in film, Arthur Curry is an alternate name of which DC superhero?
Superman?
Aquaman. You picked up 4 points out of that round, bringing your new total up to 13. Head on back to your chair for me. And finally, Jessie, please meet me in the chair. Jessie, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Your time starts now. What ball sport played on horseback featured in early Olympics but has not been contested at the Games since 1936?
Polo.
Correct. Who did the actor and outspoken advocate of slavery, John Wilkes Booth, assassinate at Ford's Theatre?
Abraham Lincoln.
Correct. The slang word bougie, describing material wealth and privilege, is a shortening of what French-derived word meaning middle class?
Bourgeoisie.
Correct. In humans and other land mammals, which sensory organ includes tiny bones known as the hammer, stirrup and anvil?
The ear.
Correct. The source of a commonly used sweetener, the plant known as stevia, was originally found on which continent?
Asia.
South America. A supporter of the Yes campaign for the 2023 referendum was Wiradjuri woman and Minister for Indigenous Australians, Linda Hu.
Bernie.
Correct. Based on the novel by Kevin Kwan, the 2018 film Crazy Rich Asians is mainly set in which Asian island nation?
Hong Kong.
Singapore. The name of which golf shot, when repeated, forms an alternative name for recreational mini-golf?
Putt.
Correct. Starting with the first successful landing in 1969, how many astronauts in total have walked on the moon?
11.
12. To protect its World Heritage listed status, which Italian city banned cruise ships from its waters in 2021?
Venice.
Correct. The American music artists Kesha and A$AP Rocky have each used what currency symbol in their names?
$sign.
Correct. In the 15th century, Sir Thomas Malory wrote the first English language prose account of the life and death of which fabled king?
Oh, King Arthur.
Correct. You did very well then. You picked up 9 points, bringing your total for this episode up to 20. Head back to the chair for me. And with that, we have our final scores. Here we go. In fourth place with 10 points is Campbell and Mini-Me. In third place on 13 points is Colin. In second place with 15 points is Christy. And in first place on 20 points is Jessie. Congratulations, Jessie. We will see you on our Friday weekly final. And that is all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I really do mean that. I'm incredibly